Joining me on the line right now is Crossroads founder David Mainse, who is continuing his cross-Canada tour, his thank you tour. Where are you today, David?
Actually, I'm still in Peterborough, where we had a great evening last night. And of course, I spent 3 years here studying and preparing for the ministry. Did my very first radio series from here. The student council, of which I was president, created something called Truth Aflame. And we were on radio back in 58, something like that.
Wow. Now, David, you saw Christine's interview yesterday with the creationist, and as I recall, you did quite an effort on this topic years ago that actually was broadcast not just across Canada, but also in the Soviet Union. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, it was the first time, really, over all 15 republics of the Soviet Union that a Christian-produced program was on. And we called it the Crossroads Creation Series. Took a bit of a different slant, if you will. Yesterday, it seemed like the burden of proof was on the believers, to prove creation by Almighty God. But our slant was the other way around. The burden of proof is on those who say they do not believe. And of course, when I got the invitation from Radio Television Moscow, I wrote back and said, "I'm sorry, I don't believe that the epicenter of world atheism, and you want to have this series that is designed to create doubt in the minds of atheists about how we got where we are and who we are and all of that." And I said, "I want an affidavit," and I said, "I want a contract before I'll go to our board and even suggest that we do this." So in the Russian language, this mouth was speaking Russian. They had a translator, and it was on prime time.
Wow.
And of course, in most of the areas of the Soviet Union at that time, they had only one channel. So prime time, one channel, and that was a miracle of God. Jim, you and the team there have been talking about miracles all February. That was a miracle of God.
Now, was there any feedback mechanism? Did you get any sense of the response of the Soviets to this series?
Yes, we did. In fact, out of that came the first ever conference where all the leaders of the churches of all 15 republics came together in Moscow. They'd never allowed that before, and I had the privilege of being the primary speaker at that event, and for over several nights. That was an amazing thing, and already things are beginning to turn around. Little guy came to the door, big guy beside him carrying a box. The little guy reached into the box in the hotel room and took out a book and put it in the drawer in my room. Guess what? It was a Gideon Bible. That night I announced to the pastors gathered together, about 1,200 of them, that what had happened. I didn't say this because they were still officially the Communist Party in charge, but communism is over in the Soviet Union.
Well, David, great history there, and of course this is your Jubilee year, and we'll be talking more about that as the next few months unfold. Just quickly, is this the last chapter in your cross-Canada tour?
Yes, it is, and of course in the GTA, the whole area there in the Toronto area, we expect to be able to invite and bring everybody from that area that has ever supported Crossroads, 100 Huntley Street, Circle Square for Children, the various missions efforts to have them all come down to Burlington for the great celebrations, where the full life-size replica of the Tabernacle of Moses with the original materials replicated will be there. Tremendous things happening, renovations in the Crossroads Center there after 20 years. Yeah. And so we expect to have thousands of people come and visit us there and participate in those great events.
Well, that's terrific, David. I'll say goodbye, and I'm going to give the dates to our viewers, but carry on. You're a brick. You really are, and we respect you greatly. Thank you, David.
All right, Jim, have a great day.
Okay, thanks. Now, here's the dates for the next few days, friends. If you are in any of these cities or areas, on March the 1st, Thursday, at Calvary Temple in Belleville, Ontario, and I think the time for these meetings is 7 o'clock each night. Friday, the 2nd of March, Church on the Hill in Cobourg, Ontario. On Monday the 5th, Liberty Church in Bowmanville. And then on Tuesday, March the 6th, King Street Pentecostal Church in Oshawa. And then on Thursday, March the 8th, Pickering Pentecostal Church in Pickering, Ontario. Now, again, these are 7 o'clock meetings, and David is just simply wanting to say thank you to those of you who have watched and supported this ministry over the years so faithfully. I think it's a terrific opportunity just to sit down with him in a casual atmosphere and get an update on the ministry and also to meet David personally. It's not a long meeting, but it's a very significant meeting.